Hello students of class 7th. I welcome you all in your GK class. Children, as you all are aware that in our previous class we have completed till chapter 13. So today we are going to start chapter 14, that is related to our environment and what are the different concerns regarding our environment that we will see in today's class. So what is there? Today we will see our concern corner, that if you will see, you will find it out from your environment that due to human activities our environment is got threatened. In fact, that is threatening our health also. So today we are going to find it out some of the activities which actually threaten us. Now here in your book you can see this first picture which you can see, that is over 18,500 million liters of domestic sewage reaches the coastal environment each day. If I will talk about not only about the coastal region or coastal areas, you can find it out here also in Ganga that a lot of sewages were opening over there in Ganga, and actually what they were doing, they were polluting the river Ganga, and that will create a huge problem for the river and for the environment also. So if I talk about the coastal region, because in coastal region like Mumbai we have different areas of South India that they have all their sewage opening in oceans. So actually what they were doing, they were discharging their content or their sewage thing, although they were recycling it, they were cleaning it, that the harmful things they were taking it out from there, but still that is polluting the environment. Now most of this is discharged untreated due to lack of treatment facility. See, treatment facility again and a costlier budget, costlier thing which we are supposed to do it. So without treatment, that raw sewage water is sent to the coastal areas or to the rivers, and what it is doing, it is polluting the water, whether it is in river, whether it is in oceans. Now come to next activity, that is tons of plastic, glass, metal and other garbage end up in the sea every year. According to studies that 6 million ton plastics were there in nowadays, so now it will be more than that 6 million. But earlier according to studies we have 6 million tons of plastic in the oceans. So that is also creating a huge problem for our country. Now come to next, the use of chemical fertilizers is increasing. This is third reason which is polluting our environment. The use of chemical fertilizers is increasing all over the world. These chemicals get washed down by rain into rivers. Now what is there, that because manures will not increase the production of crop, so the farmers, to increase the production of crop, what they were doing, they were using fertilizers, but these chemicals have a harmful effect on our environment also. Actually what is happening, that these garbage or these chemicals which were put into farms or in crops, that will be washed away by rain and they will reach to the rivers which is nearby or the water bodies which are nearby the fields, and again they were polluting the environment. So these things were creating a negative impact on us also. See how that also we will see. Now the fourth one picture you can see there are significant reserves of crude oil. You will find it out that Mumbai refinery is there, Bombay High, in Gujarat, in Ahmedabad, in Gandhinagar, we have different refineries. And what they were doing, they are taking it out crude oil from the sea by drilling it. And when they are drilling it inside the sea, that space was get empty. And for drilling it, they were using different machines which pollute the water through the discharge of waste. That whenever they were using any machine, the machines are also discharging some waste, and that discharge waste, due to that discharge waste, that water in that sea got polluted. So yet another reason of polluting our environment. Next, in some part of our sea, the seabed is mined for certain minerals. Now as you all are aware of it, that certain minerals are also found out, certain metals are also found out inside the seas. To take out those metals, they were mining inside the sea. Now as you all are aware of it, that our sea is formed with that particular layer. In fact, our atmosphere is formed with a particular layer, and from if we'll take it out one thing from one layer, that place will get emptied, and how it will be filled? So it will create some kind of a pollution in the sea, and some disturbance or some tsunamis, and all these happen just because of our activities. Now in some part of our seas, the seabed is mined for certain minerals. This mining increases muddiness in water because the useful minerals have taken it out, and that place was emptied. That place was emptied, then it will create a pollution again due to muddy water. Now on this page, page number that 14, that amazing fact, by avoiding just one flush a day, you could save about 17 liters of water. Can you imagine that in one flush we are flushing about 17 liters of water, and when we are flushing we are not thinking about it. Now you find it out, find out the names of 4 endangered animals of the world. Now endangered, here I am going to give you a brief of endangered animals. When we are talking about endangered animals, means the animals which are endangered, they are not finished from earth, but they about to finish, and we have to preserve them. Why they are about to finish? Because that they required forest to live, they required their natural habitat to live, but nowadays due to installing different industries, people requires, or the human being requires more and more space to live. So they requires what? They requires the land to live. So for that land they were cutting the trees, they were cutting the trees, and the animals, they are not getting sufficient place to live, and they are going to be endangered. Nowadays we find it out that Bengal tiger is one of the endangered species, so we started saving them and we saved a lot also. The number of Bengal tiger now it is increased, and chimpanzees are also not getting. So these two endangered animals I have told you. Now you have to find it out name of 2 endangered animals. Now we'll come to next 25 page, which is a part of your chapter 14 only. Now another activity which is polluting our environment, that is power stations. Power stations and certain industries releases hot water used for cooling into the seas, causing thermal pollution. See, they have that cooling tower, and that in cooling tower they were raising the level of water, and that water which is raised above that will get hot when they will come down. Then what happened? That water is released in the water bodies, and these water bodies again, these thermal plants create thermal pollution, means they are increasing the temperature of the water. Here the thermal means temperature. Now next is what? Garbage or ship breaking activities are also a big threat. See, when ships are broken, and the part of those ships will be left in that ocean only, so they are also creating a big threat to the health of the ocean. Now during these operations, iron particles and paint containing lead end up in the water itself. Means that paint and that iron particle or whatever different part of the ship was thrown in the water itself, and it is again causing a pollution. See, today we were doing what are the different reasons, and they are causing environmental pollution, that we were looking into it. So now we'll come to next, that is commercial fishing. Commercial fishing, what do you mean by commercial fishing? Means one kind of a fishing which we were doing like for our enjoyment, that is we'll catch one fish, two fish for the enjoyment. But commercial fishing, they are actually destroying the natural habitat of fishes or related to aquatic animals. Now commercial fishing were mechanized boats, huge nets and other technologies are used. Leads to over exploitation of fish and other marine resources. That only I have told you. How it will impact? Let's take an example. If all the smaller fishes will be taken out from the oceans, then the bigger fish, what they are going to eat? If they will not eat, they will die, and it will create a pollution in the sea. So now I'll come to next, aquaculture. Aquaculture is being carried out in large tracts along the coastal areas. Now who brought this aquaculture in India? That aquaculture was brought by Britishers and brought by French people. Those who came in India for doing business, for encouraging the business. Now aquaculture is being carried out in large tract along the coastal areas. This activity releases large amount of organic and other waste in the sea. Nowadays these activities are growing in unregulated manner. Unregulated manner means it is keep on increasing. It is not getting less, it is keep on increasing day by day. Now lastly, did you know ocean is divided into 5 main layers or zones, which I have told you just now when we were doing about mining. Then I have told you that different layers were there in oceans. Now the first zone begins at the surface where sunlight warms the water. The last zone begins some 11,000 meter below in pitch black areas where the water temperature is just above freezing point. Fine. So the first zone we have on the surface where the sunlight warms that water, and the last zone begins some 11,000 meter below in pitch black area where the water temperature is just above the freezing point. Amazingly, sea life exists in even the deepest zone also. So with this we have completed with our chapter 14, that is your concern related to your environment. What are the different reasons which pollute the water bodies, that also we have seen. Now next we are going to now in this chapter 14 we have seen what are the reason of getting our environment polluted. So we have to find it out, some of the conservation movement and groups also. So now we are going to learn about the conservation movement and groups. Now conservation movement, if I talk about the conservation movement, now conservation of forest and wildlife has been carried on both international and local level in countries all over the world. Now, nowadays we are realize that conserving of forest is very important, and conserving of wildlife is also that much important only. So then we created different groups which help to conserve our forest, which help us to conserve our wildlife, and that was carried by both international and local level. Now one of the movement here I want to describe, that is Chipko movement. That is Chipko movement is related to conserving the forest, and what the people were doing in that, they were bound with a tree which anybody is supposed to cut it, and that is called Chipko movement, and that was carried by local people only. No international level of in countries were involved in that. So today we are going to learn few of these kind of a conservation movement. Now the first one is the Monks Community Forest is in Cambodia. It has Buddhist monks on patrol protecting the forest areas. Now these are the local bodies of Cambodia, that Buddhist monks which were preserving the forest. Now the monks were awarded the prestigious Equator Prize in 2010, which celebrates outstanding community efforts to conserve biodiversity and reduce poverty. Now biodiversity means maintaining the environment, and poverty means how they will help the poor people also. Only 25 such prizes are awarded every 2 years. Only 25 such prizes. Now here you have this important one, prestigious Equator Prize. Now come to next, the Charles Island of river Brahmaputra hosts many species of endangered turtles. Now Brahmaputra Island, the rivers, the part of that Sundarban area has endangered turtles which are supposed to be preserved. Now the killing of adult female freshwater turtles and incidental catch of breeding adults have been created pressure on the freshwater turtle population. See, catching of turtle and then they are killing for their shell, killing for their particular skin. So that are also creating a disturbance in the population of the turtle. Now in situ conservation of endangered freshwater. Now here one community is there, that in situ conservation of endangered freshwater turtles. Through this community participation programs in Assam, this project that seeks that the turtles will be help and they will be conserved. So, referred small grants for conservation. Now next is what that the Indriani River Conservation Project that is began in 1971. It was started by the State Fisheries Department and Tata Power to help and conserve the Mahsir fish. Now to conserving the different fishes and Mahsir fish, this project was started in the year 1971, and this project is started by State Fishery Department and Tata Power. What is the name of this project is Indriani River Conservation Project, and these all projects were started to protect our sea life. Now experts says this fish had not been seen in the river since 1970s due to water pollution. Now you can see a fish in the picture. Now this fish is not seen in the water of that Assam near Brahmaputra, that it is not seen due to pollution. Now a concentrated effort into the project since 2010 has led to spotting of Mahishir fish in the river again. Now what was there that till 1970, after 1970 these fishes were not visible in that water, and then this Indriani River Conservation Project was began in the year 1971, and this project was started by Fishery Department and Tata Power, and after their effort of 40 years then they will be spotting this Mahishir fish. This variety of fish is available in 2010 in the river again. So now let's move to the next, restoring Yanza River. Now nowadays I'll take example from your surrounding only. If you will see Varuna River, that if I'll talk about 4-5 years back, you can find a small garbage, like if I'll say that कोई सीवरेज का पानी जैसा दिखता था वरुणा, बट नाउ आफ्टर रीस्टोरिंग, उसको क्लीन अप करने के बाद वी कैन फाइंड इट आउट अ गुड रिवर वरुणा, and we have created all the ghats and all. So what is that? That is restoring that particular river. Due to water pollution, I have told you different reasons of water pollution. Due to that pollution, that water get polluted and that river will become you cannot find it out, that river over there. So that is restoring that river and watershed through scaling up agroforestry technology. These all are the technologies which help to restoring that water, restoring that river. So now improving livelihood for the community is a project funded by Rwanda Green Fund with UK Department for International Development. Now this here the restoring of Yanza River is there, and this restoring will also help the poor people also, that they have taken an important part in that, and then the government have provided a particular fund for that also. Now the next is this project in Rwanda, Africa, was provided 4,815 green jobs so far. See what I have told you, that when we are restoring any river or restoring any that environmental concern things, then they were providing jobs to the other people also, jobs to the people of other community also. So they were handling with the poverty also. Now the project benefits the community by increasing agriculture productivity by curbing soil erosion. Now what do you mean by soil erosion? See, when we are cutting the trees, then there is no trees and that soil got eroded when rain will come, and that fertile soil will goes into river, and we won't be able to grow anything. That is called soil erosion. But by all these products, that activity was get stopped. Thousands of people they get job, and that project will help the community which is related to agriculture productivity. Now next is what it has led to job creation and is providing good quality and 80% water from Yangtze River to Kigali city. Now next is that Baiga tribe, a primitive tribal group, that is PTG, from the Dhaba forest village of Sambhalpur block, has managed to protect and expand 600 acres of forest cover around their village in Madhya Pradesh. See, now here I want to talk about the different tribes, those who were living in different forest areas. Now these tribes, what they were doing, these tribes are not taking anything from outside. Whatever they are getting from the nature, and the same thing they will giving to the nature. And what they thought that this primitive tribal group, they had a thought that whatever we are getting from the forest, our duty to give it back to the forest, so that the forest can live and we can also live along with the forest. So with this they expanded the forest area. They'll manage that what is wrong is happening, what is happening with the soil, with the forest. All these things was done by primitive tribal group, and the tribe which is living in their PTG, that is Baiga tribe. Now let's come to next. They have banned taking axes inside the forest. They have banned means nobody is allowed to take, कोई कुल्हाड़ी लेके अंदर नहीं जाएगा. They are not allowed to smoke inside the river. In fact, they disallow outsider from taking anything from the forest. That they have created a rule that nobody is allowed to take anything from the forest, and taking anything from the forest without informing the villagers. If villagers are not having this information that somebody is taking something, so that is not allowed at all. Now next is what both social boycott and monetary penalty are imposed on offenders. Means अभी still अगर कोई नहीं मानता है and he is doing that same kind of a thing, then the social boycott and monetary penalties are imposed on offenders. Fine. And this rule is same for the person, those who were living along with them also. If they find it out कि वो वहाँ से they will thief anything and then sold it in the environment or sold it in the place outside the that forest, then they will be getting socially boycott and penalty will be given. Different other these steps have rejuvenated water bodies and saved many trees. See, a lot of contribution of this tribe we can see. Now wow, you can see 11% of plant biodiversity in the world is found in India. 11% of plant biodiversity in the world is found in India. So what we have seen today, we have seen two chapters, that is chapter number 14 and 15. And in chapter number 14, we have seen what are the different impact of human activity on the environment, how we are polluting our water, our ocean, river, and how it will create an impact on us. Then we have seen the different community, in that I have taken name of Chipko movement and this tribe, Baiga tribe of PTG, primitive tribal group, and how they have created a set of rules so that to save the forest, or due to this activity that our forest and the wildlife and the water was saved. So here we are going to finish our class today, and syllabus of half yearly that you all are knowing. Journal GK questions are also going to come in your paper. So thoroughly you will prepare for that GK paper. So that's all for today, children. Have a good day.